splines for hair grooming. Okay, let's continue adding new guides. Yeah, no problem. For those of you who were here yesterday, is the stream quality better today compared to yesterday? Because I made some changes to the Discord settings. I did some research that on Google, on Reddit. Some people said that you have to disable hardware acceleration for Discord video outputs because that usually causes problems. So I did that. It's really clean. Okay, great. So that was the problem. Hardware acceleration. You have to turn that off. If any of you want to stream on Discord. That's what I did. Because yesterday I thought it was my internet connection, but then I did some research. Apparently, it's related to Discord. Okay, let's update our preview to see if we are on the right path or not. We also have to make some changes to our clumping modifier. You can see here that the roots kind of this doesn't look natural, doesn't look right. I have to, let me disable all of the clumping modifiers so we can, so you can see which one is causing the problem. Let's go one by one. So here's a preview without any clumping modifier. I also think that the density is too low. Maybe let me change the density to, is 250. Let me change it to 300. See if it gets any better. Okay, I think 300 is probably. Now let's enable our clumping modifiers one by one. So here's the first one. I think the scale for the root is probably should be increased a little bit. Let me change it to 0.45. And also make a little room for the roots too. Okay, I think now it's a lot better. Let's enable the second clumping modifier. This one's okay. Let's go for the next. This one's also okay. I'm just trying to find out, to isolate each one to see. I think this one is also very strong. Let's change the root to 0.4. Change the distance to, okay, I think now it looks more natural. Will this project be in your portfolio? Yeah, it's a personal project that I'm trying to finish, hopefully by the end of this week or maybe next week. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is going to be added to my portfolio. Let's also see the last clumping modifier. Okay, I think we somewhat fix it. Let me see this one. I know what this one is doing here, but let me change the order from. Okay, I think we are done with the clumping. Clumping is doing just fine. I really like your art. It's very amazing. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Arman, thank you. So how many of you guys know Franz Kafka? Have you read any of his novels? Have you read Metamorphosis or The Trial? Nobody? Do you guys know who Franz Kafka is? Nope. I'm going to show you some renders too at the end. I only know the name and reputation, but never read anything from him. You really should. At least, yeah, just read Metamorphosis. And it's not really that long, Metamorphosis. You can just finish it in less than a week. You can finish it in a couple of days. It's not that long. The Trial, that one is a little bit longer, but Metamorphosis is not that long. There's also an audiobook for Metamorphosis with that British actor who, with his voice, I don't remember his name, the guy who played Doctor Strange. There's an audiobook that he's a tailor. If you don't have time to read, you can just listen to that audiobook. Yeah, that guy. Cumberbatch, yeah. That's a very long name. I can never memorize that name. You can Google it. Like just Google Metamorphosis or just Google Kafka plus the name of that guy. You can find it. Okay, let's update our preview again. And each time, because The reason that I'm updating my maps, my guiding maps, because the first clumping modifier is based on the density is the same as my guides. So each time I add a new guide, I have to come back here and set up maps, regenerate my clumping points. Okay, for his sideburns, I think we should make the sideburns a little bit shorter, because clearly in the reference photo, you can see that the sideburns only go as far as the top of the ear, just a little bit lower than that. And for the sideburns, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a length map. So for the length, I'm going to go create a map, name it just length, and for the resolution 5 is enough. Just create. Let me go check in my folder, in my project folder, to see. Okay, let me open up my Hypershade. In texture, you can see there's a new texture node. Just to find it better and keep everything organized, I'm just gonna name it hair underline length. Let's also copy and paste here. Okay, let me just making sure that the texture is set correctly. Hair length. Okay. Let me save once. Yeah, now we have a new map. Hair length. Let's go to paint mode. Uh-oh, we have a crash. That's why every time, I told you yesterday, every time that you want to go to paint mode, make sure you first save. This is the reason. Okay, if you haven't lost anything, let me just open up my again. Sometimes it can be really frustrating. I mean, imagine you're just trying to finish your project as fast as you can, and it keeps crashing. Let's go to our description, and again, hopefully this time this doesn't crash. Okay. Let me just reset the texture. Let's also have a preview so we can see what we are doing. What is this? Okay, I'm going to compare it to the reference photo. Let's go to paint mode again. We can also use the reflection, which is symmetry. in Maya it's called reflection. If you go to your brush settings, stroke, reflection, turn it on, changing the brush mode to flat, changing the opacity to 1. So basically I'm just cutting the hair here, so I can have a clean line for the sideburn. Okay, let's go a little bit further down. Let's save it. Let's save our map. Let's save a project and then preview. Okay, it's not as perfect as we want it to be. I think I can just fix that by adding more guides over here. If you guys have any question, just ask. Also, for those of you who are new to our Discord server, I have this VOD channel that I regularly upload my recorded live streams. So if you have anything more important things to do right now, you can just watch my stream tomorrow. And here's my yesterday's stream. Let me link it to you. Apart from Maya, have you worked with any other software for look dev like Katana, Solaris, Polaris? No, unfortunately I haven't. I haven't worked with any of those software. For look development, I only use just Arnold. But if you mean post-production, to add color grading, color correction, sometimes I think I mostly just do everything in Photoshop. Just add a lookup table or, do some basic color correction. To just change the contrast, exposure to make sure nothing is overexposed. That's basically what I do. But for look development, just everything happens inside Arnold. No problem. Use the scans for texturing faces. The scans, by scans you mean blueprints like Texturing XYZ or 3D Scanner Store, right? If you mean blueprints, sometimes for personal projects, I usually tend to just do everything from scratch. If you have watched my Lincoln tutorial for NVIDIA, I've shown you that even for the displacement map, I just paint everything from scratch. But for client works, for commission, I usually use Texturing XYZ for for commission works. Here, for example, if you look closely, you can see that where the hair stops growing, you can see that it just not only the density, but also the hair thickness and the hair length, they all gradually just subside until it stops. It just mixes or blends into the vellus hair. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add a width map, which controls the thickness of the hair. You can see for the eyebrows, I have already painted the width map. So I'm going to do the same here for the mane hair. I'm going to change the opacity for the brush to around maybe 25%, the color to black, and then the alpha, just a generic alpha. Also the reflection is on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just add some dots, not points, to the edge of the hair, like where I want the hair to stop growing. I'm not going to go fully black. I just want to add some values that are greater than 0 but below 1. So let me save the width map, then update my preview so you can see what I exactly did. So let me zoom here. So you can see that now some of the hair right in the border are just, they have less thickness. But I think we can just go a little bit further. Let me show you the reference again. Let me see if I can go. And this guy is almost bald, so let me see if I can find a better reference. I can find it. So doesn't matter. I'm just gonna add some more intensity to the hairline. Okay, I think we are closer. You can see some of the hair strands that are thinner compared to the rest of the hair. I'm also using a map for the clumping modifiers. So for example, you can see that I don't want the same intensity for the clumping modifier to be applied to the whole surface. So I'm adding this texture to add less intensity, to decrease the intensity to some of the areas around the hairline. So where the hair gets shorter, I'm decreasing the intensity for for the clumping modifier using this map. Okay. Now I think the transition is a lot cleaner. But I think we still need more guides for the sidebar. I'm just trying to have this sharp line for the okay, maybe instead of map, because the map, I don't think the length map is working. So instead of the map, maybe I just let me no, let's keep the map. Never mind, let's keep the map, but to have a sharp line here, I'm just thinking what we should do for the sidebar. Hmm. Okay, it's not working. Maybe let me see what happens if I add some very short guides just right on the edge. Let's also add one here, one here. Okay. Let's also make changes to the map. Maybe so. I think what we should do, we should make all these guides, not this one. Maybe let me change the length to 0.2. Also these ones to 0.1. No. Okay, maybe if I add another guide here. Okay, I think we should just immediately on top of those, we should add some guides that are longer. Okay, let's update our preview. Let me also update my clumping point. Maybe that's the problem. No, still not clean. I want it to be cleaner. Just a sharp line. Or maybe I should do something. Let me check the topology under the hair. No, not so. So if we had this a straight line under the hair, we could just use that topology. But now I'm just gonna keep adding hair to have a sharp line. I think that's our only solution. I'm just gonna keep adding new guides until we have a sharp line. Okay, I think we're getting closer. Let's add so let me change the size of those guides so you can clearly see what's going on. You can change the size for your guides in channel box. Okay, we don't need this, we don't need this one, we don't need this one. Let's delete this one. Let's update preview. Almost there. Are you getting bored? Because hair grooming is just like this. You have to. Sometimes it gets boring. Okay. Let's change our focus from sideburns to the back of the hair. I'm also going to use the same length map for the back of the hair. Let's change the opacity to, maybe we can have opacity between 0 and 1. Let's change it to 75. Let's change the radius to 0.5. Painting is in Maya is really laggy. It's not as intuitive as, for example, ZBrush. It's not even close. That's why I usually paint my maps inside ZBrush. I think we went a little bit too far for the length. Okay, let me change it back to, I think here we went just a little bit too far. Okay, now it's cleaner. Let's also add some guides here, because here you can see we don't have enough guides in the center. Let's update our preview. And then I'm just going to show you render. I don't think we can finish the hair today. Let me just show you a render. So let's also, okay, before showing you the render, let me delete one side. I'm just going to select everything from one side, and then I'm going to delete them. Then Then I'm going to select everything aside from these guys in the middle. And then using so in the XGen shelf, if you go, there's a tool called mirror selected guys across the x-axis. If I use that, it just copies everything from one side to the opposite side. So we don't have to redo everything we did for both sides. Let's update our preview. Okay, let me show you how it looks in the render. Is your skull symmetrical, or does XGen find a surface on the other side? No, my model is not fully symmetrical, but you can assign a symmetry line. If your model has asymmetry, you can assign you can tell Maya that use geometrical symmetry. So we have geometrical symmetry or just world symmetry. If you use geometrical symmetry, you can just use any surface, even if it has asymmetrical features. No problem. So I think I should bring the hairline just a little bit lower. The forehead, it looks shorter in the reference photo. If you look, the forehead looks shorter. I think I should add more density around here. If you guys don't have any questions, I'm just gonna end this stream then. I don't think we can finish this hair today, unfortunately. Maybe I'll do some work off a stream then, so we can finish it faster. I think for the sideburn, if you look in the render, the sideburn looks kind of sharp. Doesn't look perfect, but I think it looks kind of sharp. But generally, I think, broadly speaking, the hair looks a little bit boring compared to the reference. It looks too uniform. I think I should add more asymmetry to the hair. There's still a lot of work to do. Do you paint diffuse map by hand? Yes, I use ZBrush Polypaint to paint albedo diffuse maps. But I don't paint for every single character from scratch. When I start modeling a new character, I just use the same texture from my previous projects, to make the process a little bit faster. Okay, guys, that's it for today. If you don't have any questions, have a great day or night wherever